Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Wednesday, March 31st. Today is the last day in March 2021. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay. Everyone coming in on the podcast version, hopefully, you guys are having a good run or having a good, safe commute home from work. And everyone watching this on YouTube after the fact, hopefully, you guys are having a great day as well. I got some coffee. I need some coffee today. I suppose I don't ever need coffee, but I'm enjoying having coffee today. I like coffee. I'm very much liking it right now. Oh, it's good. It's good coffee. How's everyone doing live here? We've got a lot of people here. Stephen Robinson says, hey, Kofuzi, hope all is well, and thanks for the shows. What face mask do you wear? The one in the video uploaded today as an example. Thanks. The face mask, what's going on, Steven? The one that I wore today, I don't know the name of it. My wife has told me the name of it like 3 or 4 times, but it's one that she really likes, and it's one that I really like as well, but it's not my favorite running mask. I'm going to be making a running mask video, not tomorrow, not the day after. I think like in 3 days, I'll be making an updated running mask video because as well as things are going vaccine rollout wise, I do think that like masks are going to be a thing for a little while longer. And contemplating that like warm weather is coming. I'm going to make a little bit of an update video. That one is good for like a lot of the masks that I wear are good for like just like, easy days. I can just leave it on and set it and forget it. I will get links and like the official names to that mask when I put that video together. Let me see if I have it. Let me look real quick on my phone. She texted the name of it to me a long time ago, so maybe I can look back and see if I can find it somewhere. If I don't find it like right away, I'll let you know. No, it's not it. Let's see, one more. I don't see what the name of it is, so I will make sure to get that name for you guys. But like my general approach to it is I will there's 2 of mine that are my favorite that I use for harder runs, and one and they're the kind that can handle like being taken down and put up. So like on an easy run, I'll try and find a mask that's very easy to breathe through that I could just leave up. I think of it like a seat belt. I don't like click and unclick the seat belt like every time another car is coming or every time I'm coming across like a turn in the road. You click it and you leave it on. So that's how I feel about like a lot of my easy runs. And those masks are just whatever kind of I can breathe through relatively easy on an easy day. For the harder runs, the ones that I like are the ones that go over your head this way, not around your ears this way. That way I can like pull it down, put it back up, and it just stays. And otherwise, like my ears start to get real floppy after a while of like the tension that gets on there from the mask. So that's like the main thing that I can tell you. And like for all of those, like they don't, once they get really wet, they don't breathe very well. And so if you're going to be doing anything harder than like a moderate run, you're going to want to have to like take it down and pull it back up. I also have been really enjoying Mission brand neck gaiters. I know Buff is kind of like the leader in the field, and I love Buff and have many Buffs, but the Mission one has a little bit more elastic to it. So I can wear it as a neck gaiter and then pull it up, and it'll kind of just stay, at least for the little while that I need to keep my face covered if I'm passing someone or if someone's passing me. And then as soon as I'm done, I can just pull it, tug on it, and it comes back down. So that's kind of like my main way that I approach the mask, but I'll go into a much more detailed discussion of things. And I'm not very much looking forward. I'm not looking forward to the comment section on that one, but it's going to come with the territory, but that's coming soon. That'll be in the next couple of days. All right. Philip Bourne says, yo, what's going on? I got my stride today. Went for a first run with it. Awesome. Average 249 watts at 513 per K and 386 watts at 348 K. Sounds like a lot, or am I wrong? It's more than mine for sure. But not like terribly off. So I think it could depend on what your size is. So like I know cyclists usually look at watts per kilo. So you get like a pound for pound kind of analysis of it. And so absent like knowing the weight, that might be a little bit off. And I think that it's a little bit of people's mechanics is going to come into effect as well. And so the important thing is that you're getting kind of like consistent numbers over time. You really only are going to be comparing it to yourself, which is why like I get why they put watts at it as a unit to it, but like I almost feel like it should just be like just leave it unitless. People will have a lot easier time, I think, adopting it if they just made it like I'm at 349 or 249. So that's kind of like where I would look at it. So I would give it a little bit more time and let it figure you out a little bit more, and before you start worrying about it. So it's higher than mine, but I wouldn't say that it's off necessarily. All right. My 2 cents says, I've been trying to find time to do my physio each day, thinking maybe doing during Kofuzi's daily live stream. I think that's a fantastic way to do it. The only thing is then you can't interact on the chat, if you're busy doing stretches and strengthening exercises. But I was thinking that at some point I would love to be able to figure out a way. I don't know when or how I do this, but I'd love to be able to figure out a way that I could do my kind of like my own physio while this was going on. I think that'd be fun, like a foam rolling session or like a massage gun session, or even like a Zwift session. I think that'd be good. I need to get like kind of, space and equipment is the main thing. And then I would love to be able to do that. And then the more difficult thing is like, well, how do I then make sure I'm still interacting with you guys? That's going to be a little bit harder, but I'd like to figure that out. Hopefully we can get that done like maybe this summer. I think that'd be fun. All right. Philip Bourne says, I was stalking Mike's Strava. His threshold run today was averaging 232 watts. That's why I'm surprised about the numbers. Maybe I'm probably taller and heavier. Well, the other thing for Philip, for that run today, the average for the entire run would have been 232 watts. But the average for the threshold parts that I was running, looking at it, like Strava doesn't it's a lot harder to like break things down in Strava if you're running, like if I was using an Apple Watch, I think that like the workouts and the phases would break down a lot nicer in Strava if I set it as a workout. But when I do a phased workout in my Polar Watch, even if I tell Strava that it was a workout, it won't send over like the same like lap markers, the lap markers that I've had in my watch. So I have to look at it in Polar for that. And there it was, a mile on and then 2 mile jog. And so for the mile on, I was averaging like 290 watts. For my threshold portions. And then my rest phases were closer to like 225, 220 in that area. So that should give you a little bit. So it's not quite as different as you think, I think. All right. Mark Salson says, is today happy hour? Do I need a drink? Oh, I wish it were happy hour, but today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's only Wednesday. So tomorrow we'll do happy hour. My wife got me a new beer. She ordered a new beer on the last grocery order. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. Yeah. Mark Salzman wants to know, Monday's mukbang, Tuesday is tree. What's the rest of the week? There isn't really a structure. Thursday is happy hour. I'm trying to figure out, I'd like to get some more friends to come hang out as well. And so I was thinking maybe I could do it at a regular time, like Wednesday is have, like a co-host kind of thing. But I want to keep it flexible for whenever people's schedules work. So that's something I haven't done in a while. So we got to make sure we get some friends in here. We're going to call some people up, not call people. I don't ever call people. I haven't used the phone app on my phone in forever, but, we'll send some messages out. Maybe we'll get some other people here. Sometimes it works for people better on the weekend. So it just kind of depends. All right. JC says, hello there, here, but maybe in and out. Wildcard Wednesday, no theme. There we go. Wildcard Wednesday's nice. A lot of times Wednesday might be the makeup day if I don't get a Monday mukbang or a Trivia Tuesday set up. So that's what kind of Wednesday. So I do like Wildcard Wednesday. So that's nice. Let's see. All right. Mark says, Mike, is Path Project going to get more of the shirts? I checked a bunch of times and still not available. As far as I know, everything is sold out from both runs of the shirts. So I'm very excited about that. My big fear with it was that they would have like boxes of this stuff sitting around, and I feel really bad because they were taking all the risk on it. It's not like I was chipping in and we were splitting the risk of if it didn't do well. So I'm very happy that it all sold out. I don't think that there are any plans for a restock, unfortunately. So we're Path Projects and I are talking, but there's nothing there's nothing coming up in the near future. So, I mean, last year we talked about trying to get like a summer kit put together. That won't be with Path because we don't have kind of any thoughts of that together. But, I don't know. Andy's got some real nice kit coming out, and Ben Parks always has such really nice stuff. So I'm going to try and think if there's going to be some sort of way that I can. I think it's going to take a little bit more willingness for me to accept some risk. I think we'll do probably like a pre-order type of system. But I got to do something to kind of figure out how I can do the selling, and then the distribution is always difficult too. So like, Path Projects handling all that was nice. Me handling all of it, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. So we'll see what else we can do. I got to start thinking about that a little bit more aggressively. All right. Carrie Smith says, yo, what's going on, Kofuzians? What's going on, Carrie? Good to see you again. Ted Ruth says, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum with some skull and crossbones. I didn't know that there was a skull and crossbones emoji. Nice. All right. Recycle on Wednesdays is here, says hi, everyone. And Bert's here as well. And Spence Ohm says hi, friends. Cool. All right. What else we got here? Seek Your Elite says, good day, everyone. Just been watching one of your old videos and I can hardly recognize you. Yeah, I get that a lot. And it depends on which old video you're looking at when you mean that. Because like the first videos, I looked a little bit different than I do now. I was a little bit heavier. And then some of the stuff like pre-pandemic, I also was much cleaner. Now I'm a scraggly mess. So like there's a lot of levels that it could be different. It depends on how far back you go. I am thinking that I'm probably going to shave. This mustache has been fun, but I think it's time for it to go. It's not cold anymore. And in Iowa, the facial hair served a purpose because I wasn't running. I mean, if it was cold, I had a neck gaiter, but I wasn't running with a face mask on. Here, I kind of need one. And so like I'm covered up a lot of the time and it's going to get hot. And I got all this hair that I'm already worried about being hot. So I think it's time to shave. I think my wife's been waiting for it. She has been very nice. She hasn't said a single bad word about all this facial hair, but I think she has the patience of a saint. All right, let's see what else we got here. A lot of people here. All right, Martha's here. She's thinking Friday Friends. We can do Friday Friends. I like that a lot, but I feel like a lot of people are very busy on Friday afternoons. Or the last thing that I think a lot of people want to do is go on someone else's live stream on a Friday afternoon. I think that's fun, but I don't know. Maybe I can try it. We'll see if we could do it. Yeah. Mr. Random says, hello family, happy hump day. Who did the Humpty dance today? Yep, taking it old school hip hop. Nice. Brian Corletti says, hi Kofuzi, what are your thoughts on Martin gels? I typically don't carry water. I'm looking at gels to longer runs and hard workouts. I like Martin gels a lot. They're expensive, but they're potent. They work. And I just feel like they do everything better. I feel like they get a lot of sugar in you better than other gels can get sugar in you without causing GI distress for, I think, most people. They work faster. Like you feel the sugar faster than you do in other gels. Now I know there's kind of like that psychological effect just when the sugar kind of hits your tongue. There's stuff that's going on like biologically and physiologically, but I just feel like that the sugar hits you. The caffeine that they put in theirs and the caffeinated versions, that caffeine, it says it's only 100 milligrams, but for 100 milligrams, it's doing a lot of work. So like I just feel like they're great, but they're expensive. That's like my main thing. Yeah, I mean, if you want to add gels to longer runs and hard workouts, like I would try and see like, just finding a way to carry water on some of those runs is probably the most cost-effective thing that you can do. On the other hand, I do feel like a lot of people are, maybe I've been sucked into it in terms of like, thinking that everyone needs gels every 15 minutes, but I only think that for race. I mean, I don't even think that for racing, but I think that's what the elites do. But for racing, I'm looking for a much higher frequency than I am for like a workout or a long run. But I do think it's a good thing to have. As far as thinking of it from like, yeah, any one run, you could probably survive without it. But I'm just thinking about like a whole training arc over the course of like a marathon training block, making sure you're never getting too depleted it's kind of the similar idea when they talk about like ultra races or multi-day ultra endurance activities, where like you're not eating for today's activity, you're eating for tomorrow's activity. That's kind of like a lot of times how I feel about gels and fueling. But I would try and find a way to carry some water with you, even if it's a smaller bottle. I like if you only need a little bit, I look at flip belts or speed flasks that people can carry like in their hand. There's like a little strap that goes on it. That you don't have to carry a ton; it's just be a little bit, and I think it could go a long way for that. But I like the Martin gels. I think they'll do that for you. But there's 2 other brands that if you're looking for something that's going to have a little bit of hydration to it because it's a little bit more voluminous, I like Science and Sport, and I like Unived. You have to kind of be careful when you open them because they'll kind of spill because they're so like thin in terms of liquidity or not viscosity, the opposite of viscosity. But they are a little bit bigger and they have more just volume to them. So that could be something to look at too. And the Science and Sport is a much cheaper alternative. All right, let's see if any other questions that I missed. Carlos Griego says, I tried several daily trainers, but always come back to Pegasus as my favorite. Any others that I should think of? Yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be running. I just ordered a bunch of shoes, and I had just thought of one other that I still need to order. I just got something. I'm glad I forgot to order it because I just also remembered that I got like a postcard in the mail for a discount on Saucony shoes. But if you really like the Pegasus, I would say one thing is run in the Pegasus. It's a great shoe. But if you're looking for some variety for things that are Pegasus kind of like, I would look at the Kinvara. Like the Kinvara 12 was really nice. Kinvara 11 I ran in was really nice. I'm about to pick up the Kinvara 12. The Beacon 3 or the Beacon 2 I think are also some good options that I think you could look at. Those would probably be the ones that I look at first. Yeah, and there's some other ones that I'll be reviewing in the next couple of weeks too as well. So there are some others that that might be of interest to you. And some of the keywords that I would like listen for when you're listening to like other shoe reviews is like it's firmer, it's a little bit more responsive, or it's got more road feel. Those are the kinds of words that you're going to be wanting to listen for if you're a really big fan of the Pegasus line. All right. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. I know you guys have been talking, chatting a lot, and a lot of good comments in here. And then I ramble and then I miss them. So I just want to make sure I'm catching everything. It looks like my mom's in here. Hi, Mom. How are you? Chase Summit's in here too. It says, "Hey, what's going on?" And Terry Jordan's here too. It says, "Howdy." Awesome. Martha says there's an in-person 5K donut dash in a big park in Denver, August 11th. I think she corrected the date on that too. Where's the date on that? April 11th, in a couple of weeks, not August. Okay. So there is a donut dash in the big park in Denver. We're thinking we can venture down to Denver now, so considering that weekend because of the races. And SJD holds a course record. Oh, I remember that race. That's fun. That's cool. I hope he runs it again. I don't know what he's been running like a madman. So that's crazy. So I don't know if he'll be doing a 5K donut dash, but I feel like 5K donut dash, it's great alliteration. It's a great combo of things that I want at the same time. Like after a 5K, I definitely want a big pop of sugar at the end. So that's always a good one. And we got Daddy, did you win? What's going on, man? How are things going for you? He says, hey, Kofuzi, are the masks required on the lakefront or just when passing others? And he plans on being at the Chicagoland Spring Marathon if it happens. They're not required. I'm trying to think of what the mask mandate is for in Chicago. And so I don't think that they're required. I mean, I think the general guidelines that I and most people operate on around here is that if you are outdoors, then like if you can't maintain social distance, that's when you should be covered up. So, I mean, that's kind of the way that most people are operating. Along the lakefront, when you're running, you see like kind of a variety of approaches. Some people have masks on all the time. Some people don't have masks on at all, but you can usually see that their mask is somewhere on their person. A lot of people are like putting their arm through like the loops on the side, and you'll see them like kind of like dangling from their elbows, which is kind of weird. Or you'll see like they've got a neck gaiter on. I think for a lot of times what people are doing is, if you live in a high rise like I do, in the common areas, you're want to stay covered up. And so and then once they get outside, they're taking their masks down. For me, when I'm on an easy run, I'll just kind of leave the mask on the entire time. But if it's a harder workout, then as long as I'm not next to someone or passing someone, then I will take it down. And that's been completely fine. So you see a variety of stuff out here, but I feel like for the most part, people are being pretty respectful about it. And there's a variety, but I think people are being pretty respectful and responsible out here. So good. And the Chicagoland Spring Marathon, I don't have any plans for it now. For some reason, I looked at the date on that, and I'm trying to think. For some reason, I was like, that's not going to work for me. I don't remember why, because it's not like I'm going anywhere. But I'm trying to remember. I'll have to take another look at that. I'm not marathon ready, but I do think that they do a variety of distances at that one. I think part of it is just like for me to do an event in April in person was a little bit, I don't feel great about it. So I think that's probably why I looked at it, but was like, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But yeah, that is an event that I would really like to do sometime, because I like where it falls in the year. But I don't think I'm going to be going to it this year. But good to hear from you. Good to hear from you again. I was just thinking about you the other day because I was doing the Shamrock Shuffle virtual, and I remember the time we met right in the corrals before the start of that race. I think it was 2018? I think it was 2018, 2019, something like that. All right. Let me scroll down again some more. Sorry about that, guys. All right. We got something from Sverrir Orn Hluverson. I don't know if I said that right. Those are letters that I've never seen before. Sverrir says, hello, Kofuzi. Thanks for your work. Looking into earbuds. I run in snow, different conditions than most reviewers cover. I run with glasses, awareness and wind, comfort with a hat and buff and glasses. Your thoughts? Oh, yeah. For that, I would say that I would go with my favorite would be probably the Jabra Elite 75T. The 85T is what I've been running in now. Actually, I have them over here, right here. Those are these earbuds. Let's see if we get focus on that. So these are the Jabra Elite 85T. They're my favorite. They're really small. And so when you put them in, even if you have a buff on over your hat, it won't feel like it's pressing in on your ear. The 75T also feels that way, but you're going to get a substantial discount. And I don't think there's a huge improvement in performance in those. The buttons are, you're doing this with the buttons, but I really like it because even when I have gloves on, I can operate the buttons to pause, fast forward, increase, decrease volume, and then activate voice assistant really well. So I love like running with those. Everything works well. I can do everything that I need to. I just wish it was a little bit more comfortable activating them. But of all the earbuds that I've worked with, they have the least false presses, which if you have anything with like a touch area on an earbud, one, it's not going to work if you have really thick mittens on, and two, it's not good if you are getting sweaty when that buff is over your ears, or when your hat is over your ears. Sometimes it'll rub and it'll cause some false presses. So, Jabra Elite 75T or 85T are my favorites. Our daddy says, always want to catch your lives, but now I'm coaching middle school track and practice during the live feeds. Keep it up and we'll start watching more in June. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. That's cool that you're coaching middle school track. I think that, you're doing the Lord's work there, because I know that's got to be tough, but I know that for a lot of people, that's where they're getting their start in terms of like their lifelong love of running. So that's where I got my start. And so like, it's a great place to really be having an impact and an impression on kids and the future runners. So great. That's awesome to hear. Great. Those kids are going to be very lucky. All right. All right, Luis Becerra says, yo, what's going on? Late but made it. Went for the renovation of my son's visa and approved. Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Let's go on here. And Jana says, I just ordered wireless earbuds for the first time. The Xiaomi Halo GT1 Plus. They're super cheap, but had lots of good reviews. Huh, I don't think I've ever tried a Xiaomi product. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I haven't tried any before. Interesting. Will Willing says, do all earbuds seal up the ear so much that they amplify the foot strike? Not all. So I would say that the ones that do are the ones that say that if they have noise canceling, but don't say active noise canceling. And so that's your hint that the way they work is by sealing in the ear canal. I think that the earbuds that have ambient sound modes or like transparency mode or noise canceling help with that because it's like the pressure is a little bit different. So it changes some of those dynamics. But I know that also some people, that effect is just more pronounced than in others. And so for some people, like, doesn't matter what earbud you have, anything that gets in your ear like that is gonna like just make it sound like all you hear is thump 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 thump. So one thing that I would look at for you is like AirPods. AirPods are going to be the way to go, or Power Beats Pro. Although like Power Beats Pro at $250, I think there's like right now, like the longer and longer it goes from the time of launch, and the more technology is advanced, and we haven't seen an update to the Power Beats Pro. Like, I'm like, I don't those earbuds aren't worth it, but they don't jam into your ear, and they do have a nice ear loop. So like I like a lot of things about it. I think some of them, like the charging mechanism didn't quite work right, but those are two that I would look at for you because they fit in the ear, but they don't like suck into the ear. So those are the ones that I would look at. Jay Lee's here said he's in LA and started running last November. Have over 300 miles in the Zoomfly Flyknit from an outlet of less than $70. Wow, nice. I love it, except not so much support around the heel cup. Looking for one. Any thoughts? I'm trying to think of other shoes that are in kind of like that tempo shoe, the Zoomfly Flyknit category that have a lot of structure back there. I mean, the Endorphin Speed comes to mind because there's just a lot of stuff back there, but it's also a little bit on like the floppy side, but that's going to be a lot compared to what you were getting in the Zoomfly Flyknit. So that might be one to look at. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. You know, I don't pay a ton of attention to the heel cup, so I don't remember offhand what's sturdy back there. I'm not sure. That's kind of one place that I would start. That's one I don't understand. Chris Napolitano says, do you recommend heading into your LRS mask with an open mind, or should you bring personal history into things? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by LRS there. Long run session. I'm not sure. Maybe you can clarify that for me. Sean Marshall's coming in from the highway, but don't worry. He did say he's on the passenger side. So that's all right. Well, good to see you, Sean. That's nice. Very cool. Jana says she has a Xiaomi phone, so then she'd have a Xiaomi earbuds to go with it. And a second one, she goes, you should try those earbuds. They were 15 euros. Could be interesting for those looking to save money. 15 euros. See, the thing is, a lot of the Xiaomi stuff doesn't get sold in the US. Or has that changed? I haven't looked at Xiaomi in a long time because of that. There was a while where they were like, no. US wasn't allowing that stuff to get imported into the US, but maybe that's changed. I'll have to take another look. Another brand of earbuds that I haven't looked at, but I think could be interesting are the Samsung ones. People keep telling me really good things about the Samsung earbuds, but I'm like, I've been on an iPhone for a long time, and I've not been on an Android even. So like, in a while either. So it's like, or I mean, I've been on, not obviously, but I guess if I've been on an iPhone, I haven't been on Android, but I haven't been on a Samsung phone in a while. I did do a couple of Motorola phones for a while, which I was always disappointed that never really like took more of a hold. But we'll have to see. I know you don't have to have Android or a Samsung phone to enjoy the Samsung buds, but We'll have to see. To see. All right, let's scroll down to the bottom here. Frank says, like, didn't Trump ban it because he thinks China likes Huawei? I thought Xiaomi phones were banned before Trump. I thought that was during the Obama administration. I thought that they thought that there were some security concerns. Same thing with Huawei products. So I thought that those were all like connected. But I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Not really. Hank Aaron wants me to check out Plantronics. I was just looking at my Plantronics ones today. They got like the Backbeat Fit 3150. I think I had. I had reached out to Plantronics for a while. I kept trying to get. I like emailed them. I tried to message them on various social, and I would just get zero response at all. And I chalked it up to the fact that like they got acquired or they merged. I'm not sure how they're phrasing that with Polycom. And so I eventually ended up buying a pair on Amazon of the Backbeat 3150, and I was really excited about it because it had an ear loop like I like the Powerbeats Pro, and it had like the earbud design kind of like an AirPod where it doesn't sit inside your ear, but it kind of like sits near your ear, and I thought that would be kind of like the best of both worlds, and the price was really good. But I didn't like them at all. That was a video that I think was like 20 minutes long of me explaining all the things I didn't like about a thing. And I felt kind of bad about it afterwards, but I was like, no, there was actually a lot of things that I think didn't work for me. And then I haven't seen an update to any of those. So I don't know if the new Poly, the merged company, is just going to get out of consumer earbuds because they're making more like headsets and like work from home. Obviously, I could understand like the company would be very busy on like home video conferencing or smaller video conferencing solutions, for obvious reasons, but I just haven't seen any updates from them. So like, I don't know if maybe that's why I never got a response because they just don't care about this. I mean, that's the feeling I get, that they just don't care about this product category anymore. So I want Plantronics stuff to work, or I want Poly stuff to work for me, but I don't think that they're interested in making it work. That's the feeling that I get. Tubin Boss says, one shoe to rule them all. Which one do you pick? Pegasus 33 Shield. That's my favorite. It's an old one. It's an oldie but a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. It's beautiful too. It's great design. Jay says, "Are Plantronics vegan?" I would think so. They're not. Definitely wouldn't be organic, but I think vegan. Well, I mean, yeah, no, yeah. Vegan. I think so. John Marshall says, speaking of my better half, she loves her new Power Beats that she got with the Stimmy. Did she like Power Beats like the over the ear or Power Beats Pro, like the ones that with the ear loop for running? Which one did she get? I was looking at some of those because I think I saw like a tweet about like um, Power Beats were like they discounted like one of their models to celebrate people's stimulus checks or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's clever. And I was like, well, I did just buy these, and I'm like underwhelmed by them. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a different one. But these are working. Oregon McGowan saying, I'm listening with Galaxy Buds Plus. The earbuds have 11 hours of battery life, which is great, and they are a great value. They have a wingtip, so they're super secure. 10 out of 10 would recommend and great value. All right, well, Warren, I'll have to take a look at that. I'm definitely gonna take a look at that now. I'm guessing are you listening to them in? I mean, I think probably to get the max out of them, you probably have to use them with a Samsung device. But I mean, imagine if you're not with a Samsung device, you just get regular like Bluetooth connectivity out of it. Chris Penn wants to know what's the most durable daily trainer right now. I would probably say something like the Mizuno Wave Rider or like the Asics Gel Cumulus 23. There's just so much rubber on the outsole, and the foams I feel like just last forever. The uppers are overbuilt and designed to be used for a very long time. So in terms of durability, I'd probably say one of those two shoes. Those aren't my favorite shoes though, but the question was durable, and I'd say that those are probably it. Oh, okay. Sean, she's using them to. She has the ones with the ear loop, and she's going to use them for teaching dance on Zoom. Wow, they should make a commercial for that. Because like they had that one commercial that was really cool, where like the camera was like always on like the earbud, and they had like LeBron James and they had Simone Biles. They should make one. Like they should make a new one. But I don't think they're going to be making new commercials for the Power Beats Pro. But that's cool that she's going to be doing for teaching dance on Zoom. Ben Weiss says, I'm telling you, for sound quality, go for the legacy hi-fi companies. CA and Sennheiser know how to tune sound. I would like to own a Sennheiser product, but I just feel like I'd be spending a lot of money for someone that's just going to say, I really need more bass. So that's like, I feel like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I know it's kind of like, I don't really have a very discerning palate to like justify buying like expensive wine is like another thing that I don't bother really spending a lot of money on, because I'm like, I've had other expensive bottles of wine before. Some of my friends are really into it. And I'm like, thank you for sharing this with me. That's very great and generous. But I'm just like, I don't know but maybe I need to look at that. But the thing is, most of my listening that I do is either like this, monitoring the sound of my own voice on a live stream, which maybe like having just less volume is the key to success on that. But or like I'm outside and running, so like sound quality, like when people are like, I'm doing different things than a lot of other people. So like the like sound fidelity, like studio monitor quality sound is never something that's like high on my list. Benoit says, yeah, the Sennheiser wireless earphones may be too clinical and accurate, but Cambridge Audio has that bass and clarity. Well, now you're talking, Ben. Now you know how to get to me, I think. So there we go. Chris Ben says, what's your favorite and most durable daily trainers right now? Probably say 880 version 11. That shoe I like a lot. And I was listening to the Believe in the Run podcast today, and it's Emily Sisson's favorite shoe. She's been running in them for 9 years, she says, since she was in college. So that's pretty cool. But I love the 880 version 11. It's a great no frills shoe that just works well. And there's a lot of rubber on there. I feel like the foam and the rubber are going to last a long time. The upper is well built and comfortable, suitable for taking in a lot of miles. So that's the one that I would look at for right now. Teddy Jordan says, is there a running watch out there which updates you through audio with your running stats? Apple Watch. That's what you're looking for. Because as far as I know, none of the other watches will do that. I don't know why they don't. Like, they certainly can. Because if you think about all the watches that do that stream music, like the Garmin's, for example, why don't the Garmin's also, like, they can already stream music. So why can't it also tell you like 1 mile, last lap, however many minutes per mile, however many beats per minute on average, like why can't it do that? I did really enjoy that, getting that from my Apple Watch, but I haven't had that in however long. So, I mean, at this point, I don't really know. I don't really ever like, I don't even like, there's the auto lap feature where it'll like give you a little buzz on my wrist every mile I go on. I even turned that off at this point because I don't really pay attention to it anymore. But yeah, I do think it'd be useful to have. Viklam says, what earphones are you running with at the moment? Actually, just showed these a second ago. The Jabra Elite 85T. These are, why can't we get focus on this thing? Jabra Elite 85T. These are fantastic. They're expensive. I don't know if they're exactly worth it at full price, just because they are that much for running. But I do like these a lot. And the 75T are really good value and not that much bigger. The 65T are kind of a lot bigger, relatively speaking. They're still really small, but they got major updates to the 65T. So I think those have noise cancellation now too, or an ambient mode now as well. So it's like amazing. So that's like the real sleeper, that if you were looking at super value. And Oren talking about his Samsung Galaxy Bud says he has a OnePlus phone to go with it. And they have their own app, and the iPhones can download it too. And they have transparency mode, but no noise cancellation. The Pro version has that. See, I don't really need noise cancellation. I never use noise cancellation, but I always want the transparency mode because I care about them for running. So, all right, I'm gonna have to look at that too. 2 new sets of earbuds. I don't know. It's been a while, I think, since I really reviewed some earbuds. So I think it's time, especially when it's starting to get warmer out. So I think we're gonna get some more in for review. Martha says she liked the 880 version 10, so now for comparison, I think I'm going to like the Glycerin 19 even more, though they just arrived yesterday. Fits better, more cushion, even nicer upper, and don't feel heavy. Really? See, I keep, the way you guys keep explaining the Glycerin 19, it sounds like I'm really gonna love it, but then I keep thinking about my Glycerin 18s, and I'm like, I really didn't like the 18s. So I'm not sure. I'm on the fence on that one. I'm very much on the fence. Terry Furlong says, do Garmin's tell you your heart rate zone and if you are in it? Yes. There is like a heart rate zone lock, so it'll give you like alarms if you're outside of that zone. But here, maybe some Garmin people can correct me if I'm wrong. When I was using it, the only way that I could figure out how to use the zone lock on Garmin, and maybe it's because I was using the Garmin 45 and not like a higher tier. I was using an entry-level device, not a more high-end device. You have to set it in the beginning. And then I don't know how to turn it on or off. Like you can't, I don't know if you can toggle it during the run. So like, let's say you had a run with a warm up and then a moderate section and then a cool down, and you only really cared about your heart rate in the warm up and the cool down. I don't think there's a way to do that. I think you just have to tolerate the alarm bells going off during the workout part. I think, if I got it right, that's my understanding. So that's what, that's why I really like the way that Polar does it, is just a long press on one of the buttons. I think from the Vantage V M, Vantage M and Vantage V2s have that. So you just toggle it. So when you want it on, you can have it. When you don't want it on, you don't have to have it. And you can pick whatever heart zone you want. It just locks to whatever zone you're in, which I think makes a lot more sense. So like if you want one section to be like zone 2 and another section to be zone 3, you can do that. You just have to turn on and off the toggles. It works well. Chris Penn says, Corals, Pace 2 or Apex? I'd probably go with the Pace 2. I was looking at, because I reviewed the Apex like the week that the Pace 2 came out. I had no idea. It's one of those unfortunate things. And I think there's one thing. I'm trying to remember what it is. Is it maps that the Pace 2 doesn't have? I forget. There's like one feature. Otherwise, they're pretty much identical watches, except with the Apex being a little bit more expensive. But the Pace 2, it's probably one of the best bang for bucks for watches. So I really do like that one. Brian Paul says, you can set up alerts for a workout before you start running and then switch to whatever alert type you want for each phase of the workout. Okay, that's good to know that you could do that. So it's a little bit more customizable than I was able to do it. So that's good. I thought so, because it sounded not right the way I was doing it. But okay. And the vegan runner says, in the Garmin, in his headphones, it'll tell him. See, that works. Okay. So vegan runner, do you get like mile notification markers too? About like, last mile, how long it took, like time elapsed or anything like that? Or is it just for your heart rate notifications? Yeah. But yeah, Paul R says, I'm right about the Garmin alerts. Brian Paul is again also saying that you can change it in the middle of the run, but you have to pause the run. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay. And Martha making her making an argument for the Glycerin 19. She says she's never tried the Glycerin, but only got interested because the reviews say it's so much better than the 18. Hard to know how you'd feel, but that seems to be consensus. I think you're right on that. I'll probably end up getting the 19. I think I probably you're convincing me. You're convincing me. MC7096 says, I'm really curious as to how the Metaspeed Sky's MSRP of 250 will affect its success. The Magic Speed sounds like it could be a big earner, Endorphin Speed, funding super shoe development. I mean, as much as I would have loved it if it came in at $225 or $200. That I think makes more sense to me for that shoe. But I understand they're trying to go toe to toe and kind of like, position it as being equivalent to all these other shoes. But isn't the next percent coming in at less than 250 now? So I feel like if the next percent is coming in at less than 250, then I do think that the Metaspeed Sky should be coming in lower as well. Maybe they didn't know that was going to happen when they were launching, but I think that, I don't know. I feel like at this point you just leave the prices where it's at. But I also think at the same time, like if you're going to price the Metaspeed Sky at 250, I'm not encouraging the shoe companies to make their shoes more expensive, but I think 150 sounds like the wrong price for the Magic Speed. Like 175 makes a little bit more sense because you're getting FF Blast and a plate in there. It's a 3/4 length plate, but still you got a plate in there. You're using it for more of a specialized purpose, kind of like the Endorphin Speed or the Zoom Fly, Flyknit, or like the Zoom or the Neck Tempo Next Percent. So it's a more specialized shoe. So I think that would have made a little bit more sense to me too. So like, both of those pricing points seemed a little bit not bad, but a little bit of a, oh, okay, that's where you're going. All right, I see it. So like so there's, I'm also very curious, but I do think that they're gonna like sell a ton of those Magic Speed. I'm gonna try and get a pair of those tomorrow. I think they said they were gonna try and get me a pair, but I don't want to wait. So I'm willing to pay money for it to get it sooner, for that Magic Speed, because that's the shoe that I've been waiting for a long time. So right, because they made the Nova Blast, and then they gave us like the Road Blast, and I was like, not what I want. Then they gave us the other Blast shoe, and I was like, I don't know what the hell that is either, but that's not the one I want. Nope. And then they gave us the Hyperspeed, and I was like, still no. And then I was like, Magic Speed. And I was like, yes, there we go. That's the one I want. So I've been waiting anxiously for that. And then the Metaspeed Sky just came out of nowhere for me, and I was just like, oh, okay, nice. I love this. It's a nice surprise. I'm also like, but when can I get this Magic Speed? So that's really the one that, I mean, in some ways I'm much more excited about, just because I've been waiting for it for so long. But we'll have to see what it's like once I can actually get it. All right. Someone was saying, Sean said, man bun March Madness bracket. Oh man, that's funny. I mean, who else has got a man bun right now? I mean, like, I can run in a man bun now, kind of. I got like a mini ponytail, a mini bun. But I mean, I guess there's a lot of pros that can run in the man bun. Like Noah Draddy doesn't run in a bun though, does he? I think he just has his long hair and he just lets it whip people in the back. And then what's his name on Hoka? His name, he ran the 100K. Raj something. He's got really long hair, but I don't think I've ever seen him run in a man bun. But then you've got like what's his name? The other one from Oregon, not Cooper Tier, Cole Hocker. He's got a fantastic man bun. And then I was watching one of the Japanese marathons, and there was a guy who looked like he came straight out of the weight room. Big dude, glorious man bun. And I was like, that is fantastic. He looks like a football samurai player. Like, I was like, this is amazing. So there's some really great man buns out there. I also think Jamie had a really great man bun going for a while too. And I was like, why didn't he keep going with that? That looked amazing. So yeah, I don't know if you get I don't even know if you get a bracket of 16, but that'd be kind of fun. Locally, one of the running groups, one of the coaching groups out here, DW Running, they do an annual Melting Clown Face bracket where they take all their runners and all their like worst race photos, like when people are like struggling, like at the end of a race, they call it the Melting Clown Face, and they do a bracket every year. It's pretty funny. I've been enjoying that lately, even though I don't know some of these people I recognize because I see them out by the lakefront and running. And a lot of people I don't, but like just seeing people's terrible race photos, that's definitely a lot of fun. All right, let's do one more and then I gotta get going. Oh, Chris Napolitano says, okay, do you recommend going into your local running shop? I see. With an open mind or with your shoe history in mind? I go with my shoe history in mind because, like, I think that if you just go into a running store, I'm like, yeah, I'm running, I'm training for another marathon. I think they're going to hand you a pair of Brooks, which I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I don't think that's always great. But I think the one thing to say is like whether you're looking for something similar to what you've been running in or something very different. And I think having like your shoe history in mind, like telling someone like, here, I ran in, here's a couple of shoes that I really enjoyed for long runs, or here's shoes that I enjoyed for speed work. You know, is there anything that's kind of like that? Because it doesn't look like they're making the Pegasus Turbo anymore, for example. So I think that's going to help people a lot because then it's like, oh, I see what you're looking for. And it gives you some idea on fit and also kind of like foam and stack heights. And so I think that's, sorry about that, Chris, it took me a while to get to that, but I think that's definitely something that you want to be going in there with. So that way you're not surprising them and you can just give them some help. You know, it's not like a weird, you know, don't make it a test for the person that's working with you there. Give them as much help as you can. But also I would do say like, you know, if someone's like, you know, if someone were to say to me and like saying like, hey, look, I listened to all the shoes you just said you like, and I know you didn't like the Glycerin 18, but you got to try this Glycerin 19 on. I would say put them on, see if you can hop on the treadmill and give it a shot. Take them for a spin. So like a little bit of both, you know, open mind and with shoe history. All right. Jackie Mai, what's going on? Says I'm back. Runner knees below. Out 3 whole weeks. Wow. That's actually not that bad for a runner's knee. So hopefully you're feeling better and are able to get out there running. Hopefully you've got everything strengthened. Again, the tendons are doing well and you can get out there sooner. Awesome. And Ken Sprague says DW running represent. Man, there's been a ton of DW running runners out there. It's very impressive. I mean, I know you guys are out there, but like, I don't know. I think I've been going north from where I live a little bit more frequently, heading up towards where the track is. I think that's where DW running meets over by like the tennis courts, I think sometimes, or maybe over by the track. But I've been seeing you guys a lot. You guys are out there in force. So very impressive. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Tomorrow's video, finally, I'm going to get to the Mach 4 video. That she was good. It's real good. I really like this video. I've already finished it pretty much. So I just got to like make sure that it rendered correctly. I'm ahead of things now because I had to do that evening video for the Menace Speed Sky. I'm a little bit ahead on videos kind of, which is rare for me, but that video is done. I think it's a good one. I think you guys are going to like it. And then we'll do another live stream and it'll be happy hour because it's Thursday. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time as today, 3 p.m. Central Time. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.